Rapids fans, welcome to The Rundown. I'm Jordan Angeli. He, of course, is Marcelo Balboa. And we get to talk about a win this week, Cello. 1-0 win at Sporting Kansas City for your Colorado Rapids. Cello, when you're evaluating this performance overall, it seems like the team has taken steps in the right direction. What was the biggest step that you saw them in order to execute a win on the road at SKC?
You know, our soccer's result-oriented, correct?
Yeah.
So play well, play bad. And we were having this discussion earlier. You can play well and lose a game, or you can play bad and win a game. The important thing is to get to 3 points, and to get to 3 points on the road against Kansas City, where it's a difficult place to play. We know how Peter Vermes plays, the pressure they put on there. So I looked at it and said it didn't matter how they played. I didn't think they particularly played great, but I thought they defended very well as a team. And when you do that, all it takes is one moment, one individual moment to get the 3 points, and you got it from Rubio.
Yeah, and to speak to that defending in the last 15 minutes, 5 blocks out. So Will wasn't making a ton of saves, but the team was working as a unit. Diego Rubio gets his first goal of the season. It's a game-winning goal. How would you evaluate his entire performance through his time on the field?
Listen, I think that when you look at Rubio, you're still looking at a 9, but you're really looking more of a false 9 you want to go with, a 10. He's better coming into the midfield and finding the game. And when he did that, I mean, you saw he picked the ball off, he fought off the player, everybody was yelling foul. You saw Peter on the sideline, and you can clearly see there wasn't a foul. So the next part is, what does he do when he gets into the final third? He's one-on-one, and I tell you what, Barrios makes a great run. Great run across. He would have been offside if he would have played it in. But that run right there, all of a sudden now, you saw Milius take 2 steps to his left, and Rubio, intelligent, goal scorer, realizes, oh my, look, he gave me the near post. And he bangs it to the near post. And now you look, Mealy, he knew he made a mistake. But the fact that Barrios makes that run, opens up that near post, a fantastic play.
A fantastic play. Diego spoke about that, said he's never playing Barrios in that moment, but it helped so much. He also spoke to us after the game about how important that goal was, and it could be a tipping point for the team this season.
I think it's a huge effort from everybody. I feel like we defend very well. Sometimes, you know, they don't score on us, and we say like, no, that was a good defending, but they attack us. They have many chances. I feel like today they didn't have many chances, and they have very good players. I feel like Danny, Keegan, Lala, William, they were huge. They were huge. So this is a huge win, and I hope we can start from here.
Cello, you mentioned the defensive performance, something that you're always.
Yes.
And one of the things that we saw was Will Yarbrough, now 29 clean sheets as a Colorado Rapids. He ties the all-time lead there. But one of the things that really struck out to me when we chatted with him was he mentioned the whole entire team. He wished he could have everybody on the score sheet with him. What does that say about Will and who he is as a teammate?
He's a leader. He's a guy that organizes. And you know what? I think when you say the goalkeeper always wishes, we feel as defenders that we helped in that, you know, that we help goalkeepers and that. So we take pride in that too. But I got to go back and say, just the way he manages his back line, the way he's yelling and barking, it's not negative, it's positive, it's reinforcement. And then you go back and say, that back line, the sacrifice, the grind, sliding, diving, doing everything they could to get a result on the road is the team I remember in 2021. That's what that reminded me of, the sacrifice they were making. So I think that's a positive step on Colorado's side. They've done a great job defensively. Hardest part in soccer is scoring goals. Yeah. That's coming little by little, and I think as Rubio gets into the swing of things, and Barrios and Cabral, Lewis, they start finding each other again, they'll be a dangerous team. But at the end of the day, if you don't defend, you're not going to win a championship. So that was the best thing I saw this weekend.
Yeah, and nice to have Yap be a part of that whole build-up as well. We saw Cabral and Barrios nearly connect for another goal late in the game. But the Rapids need to use a lot of this as they go back on the road this weekend to Charlotte. A tough place to play, a really good environment at Charlotte, but it's been difficult for that team this year. For the Rapids, they spoke after the game. This can be a really big point for us to get a win away from home early in the season, can use that momentum. What specifically can they use out of that game in Sporting Kansas City to help them in Charlotte this week?
I think the thing you take out of it is, you know, you can win on the road and you don't have to play great, you just have to defend well. So I think when you look at this group, you have an opportunity to not sit back, to press them, make them feel uncomfortable in their own home. Now maybe confidence will go with maybe a little bit risk, go forward and try to be a little bit more offensive minded. Little by little, you've got to be able to move lines forward to to be closer to the opponent's goal.
I love it, Cello. Really good insight there. Make sure you guys tune in. The Colorado Rapids take on Charlotte this weekend, 7:30 Eastern time kickoff for that one. But that's it for Cello and myself. This is The Rundown. We'll see you next week.